So from now onwards, in the subsequent lesson, we're going to learn about respiration. And respiration got two types, aerobic and anaerobic. So you're going to learn this one in detail for the subsequent lessons. All right. So we're going to start today with learning what is respiration first. Okay, what is respiration? Now, for respiration, you learn the equation, right? C6H12O6 plus oxygen is CO2 and water energy. So all of you know that this is respiration. But how to write it in words? So if you're asked to define respiration and give you 2 or 3 marks to define, so what you need to write? Okay, so firstly, it is a characteristic process of living organism. That means this process can only be found in living things. Only living things can respire. Okay, so characteristic. And then it is an oxidative breakdown. So we know that in the equation, C6H12O6 is being broken down, right? Oxidized, broken down into CO2 and water. So organic molecule broken down to inorganic molecule, right? So the definition here is, it is the oxidative breakdown, because it's oxidation, of complex organic molecules. Complex organic molecules. See, I didn't put glucose there, you know. I didn't put glucose there. I didn't put carbohydrate. I put complex organic molecules because do you know that other than carbohydrate, can protein and lipid give us energy? Can, isn't it? So in order to get energy from them, we have to respire them, right? We have to oxidize them. So therefore, apart from glucose, carbohydrate and lipids also, they are substrate for respiration. So therefore, the definition here is the breakdown of complex organic molecule, which includes protein and lipids. Okay, to what? To inorganic molecules, which is CO2 and water, in a series of enzyme-controlled reaction, because all reaction must be catalyzed by enzyme. Okay, so with the release of small packets of energy, mainly ATP, which can be utilized by the cell. So as I break down the molecule, I'll start to release the energy. As I break down the molecules, that means to say that C6H12O6, right? The equation that you see is the balance equation. But in actual case, it involves many, many steps. So why is it many, many steps? Because when you learn organic molecule, when you want to modify the molecule, you cannot suddenly like break all the bonds one. You have to, let's say, plug away the H+, plug away the carbon. So every step, you can only plug away one thing. So you've got 6 carbon, you need 6 steps to plug away the carbon, the 6 carbon, right? So every step, you only can modify the molecule a little bit by adding something or removing something. So that's why it involves many steps to totally convert C6H12O6 to CO2 and water. So because it involves many steps, along the way, there are some steps that will release the energy. So that's why it said small packets of energy. So do you want to have a small packet of energy or suddenly explosion? You break all the bonds and suddenly you got a lot of energy, boom. Or you want it to release slowly, slowly, anything. Whenever you want, just take and use, take and use, take and use. Which one better? Explosion means today you get money from your father, you go shopping, and then you finish all the money. Then for the rest of the 29 days of the month, you got no money. Or you prefer to, okay, now today I got this money, I take a bit and use a bit, take a bit, use a bit. So every day I got money to use. Okay, so it's better to have a slowly release, right? Okay, continuous supply is better than suddenly eat a lot, after that don't eat. Right, so this is equation you have learned. Other than carbohydrate, lipids and proteins can also be oxidized to give us energy. Okay, so when we use lipids and proteins, then this equation will be a different equation already, correct or not? Because this is about glucose, carbohydrate. Yeah? So energy release is 60% heat and 40% ATP. Okay, so carbo, lipids, and proteins are having chemical potential energy because the energy can be oxidized, can be released by oxidation. Okay, and then ATP also can release energy when we hydrolyze it. So also it has got chemical potential energy. Okay, hang on. Still got time. Right, let's continue. So respiration, you've got aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration occurs when there is oxygen and anaerobic when there's no oxygen. Now, just now we said respiration is the oxidative breakdown of complex organic molecule, right? So when oxygen is present, we use oxygen as the oxidizing agent. But when oxygen is absent, If you want to oxidize your organic molecule, you need something else as the oxidizing agent, right? So what do we use here? When oxygen is not there, we use intermediate product of respiration as the oxidizing agent. Okay. All right. So far, can follow? Okay. So aerobic respiration got 4 stages. So we've got glycolysis, link reaction, Krebs cycle, and oxidative phosphorylation. So you see here, glycolysis is the first stage of respiration. It's the first stage, okay? Why is it called glycolysis? Because it is a lysis of glucose. You break down glucose, so it's called glycolysis. So after glycolysis, if the cell has got oxygen, it will go into aerobic pathway where it involves link reaction, Krebs cycle, oxidative phosphorylation. So these are the 4 stages of aerobic respiration. But after glycolysis, when there's not enough oxygen, it will go into anaerobic pathway. So whether it's aerobic or anaerobic, the first stage will always be glycolysis for both of them. Okay? All right. I think I will stop here. I got 5 more minutes to start the other part. Do you want to do or not? Don't do. Okay. I will stop my recording here, but I can teach you if you want to, because I already stopped recording.